Well, it was a good thing that I shot the video when I did. You'll hear me talk about that in a minute, but we got like 6 inches of snow today, and it's also like 14 degrees outside. So yeah, it's a good time to shoot it when we didn't have the snow. Welcome back to Tempa Customs, and it snowed. And this episode is hopefully going to be a really quick episode because it's cold out, and tomorrow is supposed to be a snowstorm through the weekend. Today is Friday. We're supposed to get a snowstorm tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. They're saying, I think 5-6 inches of snow, which isn't crazy, but I'd rather do the work I have to do now while it's just cold. We show some blue sky. Sometimes the sun comes out and it's warmish, relative term warm. Airplane. But yeah, I'd like to get this done now, and it's got to be done. We're working on my dad's Equinox again today, and it's in bad shape. I'll show you what we're dealing with. So I got some of the basic stuff out. I wasn't going to do an episode on this because it's just a brake job, and I've done brake jobs before. But this will be the third time I do brakes on this side of the vehicle. I did a full brake job on this, on the rear end, June of last year. Well, June of this year. And he said it was making noise, and I checked it, and he had eaten this rear rotor. So took it apart, bought one rotor, bought pads, and checked the slides on the caliper. I did all the things you would do for what looks like a stuck caliper. You can see how far that brake pad is in there. And everything was fine. And so I put it back together, and it happened again within like 2 months. We're at the same point again. So I'm going to take it apart again, but this time I bought a new caliper and bracket, and obviously I need a new rotor, and I got pads there. So we're going to rebuild this side again, but I'm going to look at it when I take it apart to see if I can find what's causing this. And if this happens again, I'm hoping maybe some of you guys have some ideas on why I keep eating this one brake. The other side's fine. If you look at the other side, it looks like it's normal wear. You would think maybe that side's not stopping. The fronts are working just fine. You can see they're doing their job. I just probably doing a little extra work because that rear one's got a pull, but they all look normal. This side, you can see it's barely worn in there. I'll probably replace it because I've got enough to do this side again, because I just bought a pad and rotor kit from Rock Auto. But yeah, I don't understand why this side keeps eating stuff. So let me get it jacked up, get the wheel off, then I'll bring you guys back in, and we'll see if we can diagnose what's going on, and hopefully I find something majorly wrong and that this new setup will fix it. With the wheel off, I'm thinking this is a caliper issue. And this side is pretty much gone, and the inside is completely gone. Look how thin, look how thick the rotor is there. Look how thin that side of the rotor is. And there's like no brake pad left. I'm hoping it didn't fall. It's probably been binding, as if it fell out of its bracket. But you can see I can do it without moving. The slides slide. So it's not the slide issue. Either we have a pinched line in here somewhere, that's causing pressure to go into this caliper and not return, or there's something wrong in the caliper that's causing it to just stay clamped. I thought maybe it was like an e-brake issue, but this isn't a e-brake caliper. This has got standard drum disc, like inside, again, what I call drum disc e-brake. So there's drum brake shoes under this hat, and this is just a caliper for the brake. So I'm gonna try to get this popped off as quickly as possible and put onto the other caliper so we don't lose too much fluid, and then we'll gravity bleed this side. But it's definitely not a caliper slide issue, because it slides just fine, but it is still clamped onto the rotor. Like, I can't turn it, and the brakes aren't on. So again, it could be a brake line issue, which I could find out really quick if I crack this and it goes free. Wouldn't that tell me? That might tell me if it's the caliper or not. I'm gonna crack this. It's probably a 12, I think. And if I can then spin the brake caliper or the rotor, that might tell me if it's the line or not. Let me do that really quick. 11 millimeter. Cracked and it's leaking. There's no pressure on it. No, there's no pressure on it. And I still can't rotate the brake rotor. It's leaking. Yeah, the brake caliper's still biting it. So, okay, I'm gonna take that as some kind of a proof that it is the caliper and not the line, because the line is doing what it's supposed to be doing, or at least it bled off the pressure. Should have bled off the pressure from the caliper if the caliper was fine. Okay, let me get 13, take the caliper off. The one tip I'll give you on doing this is crack this free so you're not trying to fight it. Like, don't make it leaking free, but just make it enough that you're not trying to fight loosening that bolt once the caliper is released from here. And that's not a 13, that would be a 14. I'm doing great today. These need shocks too. Shocks are done. Now I think to lose the least amount of brake fluid, I'm going to try to switch this over as quickly as possible to the other caliper right now. New caliper is not a loaded caliper, but is a caliper with a bracket and hardware, new bolts. Look at how pretty that is. That is beautiful. It looks like the right thing. Actually, it looks like if I can get the caliper bracket bolts off, I'm going to swap it out. And no, it's going to be easier if I do this. It's going to be easier if I do this with the, without having to hold all the weight and try to keep the pads in and all that fun stuff. So let's find the, let's knock this off. Ow. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to do it. It was in the book. Okay. Here you go. Caliper bracket, caliper. Let's get the new bolt and the new crush washers. Always replace your crush washers. Let's do this as fast as we can to make lose as least amount of fluid as we can. Shouldn't take but a second. Of course, I forget to take that out first. No gloves. It's not going to be a glove job. Put that back in. Dripping a little bit of fluid, which is good. Let's clean off the top and bottom of that. They are clean. Drop the washer through. Other crush washer there. And we'll get this threaded on and stop losing fluid. Like that. Quick and easy. Snugged up enough that it shouldn't be leaking anymore. Perfect. Perfection every time. Caliper is now, should now be loose, but it's not because it's stuck. Let's get gloves on so we don't slice our hands. I'm getting too old to be slicing my hands up all the time. Not really, but whatever. Okay. There we go. Caliper is off. Oh, look at that. This could be the whole problem. If you look right there, the seal came out. Right there. And I bet you it's pinching the piston. And the piston is not returning. I'm going to put money on that. And this boot's ripped anyway. I am going to say that's our culprit for sure. Because that'll definitely cause it. So this would have needed a rebuild kit anyway. So the whole kit that I bought, caliper with bracket, rotors, and pads, ran me $140. That's from Rock Auto. So, I mean, that's not a crazy amount of money. So I think we're okay there. Okay. Let's take off the caliper bracket. 16 mil? No, 15 mil. Oh, that's not going to fit on there. I have to get a crescent wrench to get that one off, or our box wrench. Okay, it's going to need a combination wrench on this side. So I guess I probably could have gone with just a new caliper and not the caliper bracket, but again, I didn't know that. And I wanted to make sure I had everything, knowing that these things were going so bad. I wanted to make sure I didn't have to go and buy more stuff. Because again, it's my dad's car. And I really like him to have something reliable. Oh, it's gone. That pad is shut. Oh, look at that. This is getting caught behind. So this is why it was starting to bind up. Wow, it ate the rivet's gone. It's done. Donezo. It got hot. It's gonna need, I don't think he uses the e-brake, but if he ever does, he's gonna need new ones. Because this e-brake is shot as well. All that rust everywhere. Now, look how thin that side of the rotor is. That is not turnable. Rotor surface is nice and clean. Okay, that goes on there like that. New caliper bracket. That's 2. Okay, so the kit also came with new hardware for here, like that, and like that. And it moves, which is great. Okay. And new brake pads. This one with the little tabby deal is our inner pad. This little tabby deal, the wear bar, we kind of went past that. Okay, there's 1. There's 2. Still moves nice and free. Swing this into position. Okay, like that. 2 new bolts. 15 on. Okay, that's on, tight, tight, and tight. This still moves. Tighten down the brake line. Okay, with all of that tight, the only thing left to do now is to gravity bleed the rear caliper. Set this down. But I'm going to pop the hood and make sure he's got brake fluid in it. Well, he's got plenty, but once we bleed this thing out, I'm gonna have to top it off. We'll do that really quick. We'll get a, I think it's a 10 millimeter. We'll get a 10, and we'll crack it open, and hopefully it'll fill right up, and we should be good. So hold on. Just gonna take the bleeder and crack the bleeder open, and now we just watch it. It's probably gonna take, the reservoir's not huge, and we just watch it. Watching, watching, and more watching. Sometimes if you do this, it goes faster. If you move the lines. Sometimes it doesn't, it just takes a little while to get fluid down here. Well, that took 3 or 4 minutes to get to, but you can see it's dripping out of the bleeder. You open it. There we go. So that should mean that it's full of fluid. Snug it up. And then I'm going to go hit the brake. I hit the brake, we didn't lose much fluid in the reservoir. I did top it off a little bit. Yeah, now that's touching, which is good. It's got more drag on it than it was. I'm going to crack it open again now that I've put pressure on the brake, make sure there's no air in it. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, there we go, a little bit of air. And now we're dripping again. A little bit of air. Well, maybe a lot of air. Let me take the cap off the brake reservoir. Coming out again? You tell me. Yeah, okay, so there was a little bit of air, but it was the reservoir's not letting it out either. Okay. I'm gonna say we're good. With that, that's the basic job over. I'm pretty sure we found the problem. I'm gonna button this back up again and I'll take it for a drive, but we should be good from here on out and it shouldn't be eating more rotors or brake pads. So let me button this back up and we'll take it for a drive when I take it back to him. Okay, let's go take this back. And I have a feeling it's gonna be just fine. It was 99% sure it was the boot binding it and not allowing it to return, which is probably something that I should have noticed the last time I had it out. But I did have to compress the caliper, so why I didn't notice it, I don't know, unless it wasn't out that far and it was just a little bit out. So brake feels good, brake pedal feels good. It was binding before and it wouldn't like roll on its own. That rolls just fine on its own. I think we're going to be just fine. Squeak out of here. Nice bright sunshine. I'm so glad I did this today as opposed to tomorrow, which if I get this posted before tomorrow, maybe if the snowstorm hits, I'll post what it would have looked like had I not done this today. So brakes feel great, smooth, everything. So yeah, that was the problem. So it's fixed. You should be happy with that. So with that, we'll end the episode. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope everybody has a great week.